start with a brief opening statement from Coach, then we'll take questions for about 12 minutes or so, and then get to the players. So, Coach, you want to lead us off?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Just really thankful. I had the opportunity to coach here today, the first time I get a chance to go out there. But I think really the big shout out should go to the walk. Everyone that showed up to the walk. I mean, they did an amazing job. The band, the cheerleaders, dance team, and just all the fans. You know, all the family and friends. I was very, very pleased and thankful, and you know, it was really good to see all that. That was a good show for our players also, and they really appreciated it. And I want to make sure they know that we're very thankful, and that was pretty legit.
All right, everybody, we're going to come around with microphones for questions. We'll start right in front with Emily and then go to Dan. Go right to this front here.
Hey, Fran. We saw Marlowe go out of the game and come back to the sideline with crutches. I know it's early, but do you have any sort of update on him and his status?
He could be gone for a few weeks, but he'll be straight. He's a tough kid, so we think he may be gone for a few weeks. Just from seeing already like how it went and going, and usually that's something that happens, but we'll figure it out. You know, we're going to do what's best for him. Make sure that he can still be around regardless if he can play or can't play, because he's a leader of the football team. You know, when he's in, it's a different ball game, but you know, it's monotony of football, you know.
Ken?
Brandon, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just looking at the wide receiving core and the tight ends as well, Rondé Gadsden, Zeke Haynes, as well as Jackson Meeks, a bunch of those big catches, Trevor Pena having a historic day for himself. Just what you can say about the receiving core overall today.
They did a great job. Ross Douglas, Coach Nixon, are really good football coaches, and they've trained those guys up. We did a lot. I thought the offensive line and our wide receivers were two of the biggest upgrades on our football team, and both of those guys did really, both of those units did a great job. So just very thankful for them, and I mean, Kyle could throw, so it helped a lot.
Stay right in front row.
Terry Collins, It's All About Sports. First of all, Coach, congratulations on being undefeated as a head coach. Real quick, talk to me about the difference in the preparation this week with being a head coach versus in the past assistant coach or position coach.
Just a lot of things you have to do when it comes to the entire team. You know, I was in charge of the secondary before. Now it's the entire team. I meet with at least 6 to 7 players every day. So having the opportunity to meet with all those guys, and then all the other things, like everybody's problems and situations come to your desk. So you got to make sure all that stuff is straight. But I mean, it's still, I'm involved. You know, I'm out there coaching and trying to coach all the time and coach special teams, defense, you know, every position, just running around, trying to hold guys accountable. So, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Hello, Mark, right there.
Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
As you were standing in the tunnel waiting to lead your team onto the field, your first game as a head coach, were there butterflies going on? What were you thinking about? And how do you feel getting the first game out of the way?
See, I needed to go back and use the bathroom again. I was so scared. I'm talking about, I called my wife probably like 3 times, and just throughout the day, I've been tight for the last 3 days. I've just been nervous a little bit, just not want to let the fans, you see the fans? Not want to let them down, you know, and making sure we do it the right way. But yeah, I was nervous, but then as I seen those players, and I seen one of my little league football coaches, and it was just like, all right, let's go play ball. You know, I actually seen him. It was crazy. I seen him, and I was like, wow, it's pretty legit. I had no idea it was coming. And that's what just kind of like, all right, let's go. Let's go play ball.
You're stay in front, go to Chris right there on the second one in.
Fran, a guy like Kyle goes out and has the first series that he had. Do you guys say anything to him, or do you just know that he's going to, you know, sort of shake it off and be okay?
No, I just mess with him. Like, y'all went 3-0. You know, just mess around with him because you know what he can do. You know, he's a good football player, and we got that kind of relationship. Like, you'll be all right. Get him next time. It's just like, you never worry. And I think that we needed that. We've never dealt with adversity. You know, we got to be down 6-0. There was a lot of things that we were able to deal with throughout the game that helped us and showed that, you know, we'll continue to play, we'll continue to count on each other and do things of that nature. So, I mean, they're not getting down. I mean, Kyle's a good football player. You seen it right there. I should send Ryan Day a bottle of champagne for allowing us to get him. It's pretty cool.
Steve?
Brandon, along those lines, you talked about being a little tight yourself the last couple days, and you know, Chris mentioned the way that Kyle started on that first drive. Did you say anything to the team as that first quarter wound down? Because, second quarter you guys got clicking and, settled in and got moving and things were all good after that. Did you say anything to the team at that point?
I was just telling them to fall back on the training, and I was like snapping on the D-line because I think they were a lot better than they were playing. The front seven, I was like, what are we doing? This is not what we practice. They're hitting seams on, they're doing different things. And it wasn't about like scheming us up or doing, it was literally we weren't hitting. And that's what we do. That's what we buy into. That's supposed to be our DNA. And we weren't hitting them. We were diving instead of using our pads. We weren't striking blocks, and knocking guys back, and they were outplaying us. I just didn't like what was happening. So, I just kept telling them, you're not doing what you were coached to do. Fall back on your training. We're out here, fall back on your training.
Christian, right there on the end.
Coach, congratulations. What makes Trevor such an effective option for Kyle, and what did you see in training camp that led him to have this great game today?
I just think that he studies the game the way Kyle studies the game. The kid's always studying, always going through stuff, always working. And when I first got here, he came to my office. He was one of probably about within the first 10 guys that I met. And he said, Coach, I want to get closer to God. I'm always getting hurt. I'm always doing this and that. And there was different things. And we did some stuff together and kept showing him. And we were holding each other accountable. And he takes care of his body now. He goes to sleep more. So, he's doing all those things because he's been that good. He just had a lot of injuries and things of that nature. But he's just growing up. When you become a senior, it's a big difference than when you were before. And, I'm not saying it's structure, but I think he's put structure into his life. There's a little more structure now. So when there's structure and you can follow your plan that he has for the week, he got a time management sheet, and he just follows it to a T. And he practiced really, really hard, and it showed up for him on today.
Cooper, the second row, black shirt.
Coach, going back to Trevor, just how much does it add to have a guy who's kind of like a Swiss Army knife out there to add around guys like Aronde and Zede for Kyle's weapons?
It's always helpful. The more players you got that can make plays, the better off it is,
Right over on the side here.
Coach, how impressive were those first couple possessions in the first quarter? Y'all held on the field goals. They had possession almost the whole quarter. It could have been pretty bad if they scored a few touchdowns there.
That's why you got red zone defense. You want to make them attempt field goals. You don't hope they don't score them. You want to make them attempt field goals. Somebody got the ring. But you want to make them attempt field goals. And we were able to do that, and they made a couple of them. But there's big stops for our defense to be able to do that in the red zone because, let's talk, if they weren't stops, then that's 14 points. And then there's more points they had from that. So I think we stopped them, probably 4 times down there. That's 12 points. That if you go the other way, that's 28. It's a different ball game. So we just got to fix out in the field. We'll fix a few things up. There's a couple guys just not making certain plays, but I guess it was big to answer your question. In the red area, it's a part of the game that we wanted to make sure we could dominate the red area.
Mario on the back TV platform.
Coach, all the way back here at the TV platform. Sorry, a little bit, weren't sure. For you, what did you learn from game one?
I think I got to control my composure a little bit more. I was acting like I'm at practice still. So I think I got to fix that. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to pray about that, fix that. I just learned that it's fun. You get to compete. It's just football. I've been doing it my entire life, but now I'm just the leader of the football team. But I've been doing it my entire life. I just learned that our guys had a chance to win. Learned how to communicate with the rest more. I never had to talk to them as much as I talked to them today. So talking to them a lot, different things that I was asking them a lot of questions. Still want to know, when can I go do this? How far will I go out before you throw a flag? So it's a lot of stuff like that I was talking to them about. But it's football. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old. So just get to learn a little more of the game, but not much more that I learned. I was really thankful that I was on CAI all night and just trying to listen to that. My wife told me I'd go to sleep, but it came through and it helped me at the end of the first half. That was something that I was worried about. I didn't want to mess up, when it came to the end of the first half, into the fourth quarter, being able to put the team in good situations. And I just had it, and it was pretty cool. That helped me a lot.
What about your team?
I learned that they're resilient. They have each other's backs. You know, when the defense wasn't going the way that they wanted to go, the offense held them down, did it, and then when you see when the defense went 3 and out back-to-back, like 3 times in a row, the offense was able to go and score and capitalize. So you can see if you put it all together, they'll be really good playing complementary football. But you also saw that they were able to pick up the slack when that brother wasn't doing it in that form. So I learned that we're trying to live dart on the football field.
Take a few more. We got players ready. We'll go Emily, Chris, and then finish off right here on the end with Carson.
Fran, you just mentioned the end of the first half. I'm curious, the decision to go for it there inside the minute, push for the touchdown, was that you? Was that Nixon? And I guess how confident were you in the offense that you were going to be able to execute that there?
We do it in practice all the time, so it was me. I was like, all right, guys, we got 3 timeouts. If they don't get this, I'm going to call a timeout on first down. Then we did it on second down, third. I knew what they had to, so I was like, I want to make sure that I call these timeouts. And then we always only had to use 2 of them because they threw the ball, so that helped us by them doing that. And I knew that when we had 50-some seconds, we would do it. They score on us all the time at practice, so we knew, like, all right, let's go score. You know, let's go push it down the field. Let's get in the end zone. But it was just like practice. You know, it happens all the time, and I always see them do it. So it was just like, dang, that was just like practice. Why they was running off, screaming just like practice, you know, because that's what they do all the time in practice.
Chris?
Maybe along the same lines, Fran, but in the fourth quarter, Yassine gets stopped on the 3 plays, and you didn't seem to think about kicking a field goal when a lot of coaches would have gone up 3 scores. What made you sort of want to finish that drive or score a touchdown there?
Well, just because, like, I mean, your gut, right? It's 4th and 1. We on the 1-yard line. We tried to do it 3 times. I just didn't want him to feel that he was tougher than me. And we wanted to score as a team. That was something that we needed to do. I felt for us to go and score. You know, like we're tougher than them. We wanted to show that we can get in right there on that 4th and 1. So that's what it was about. You know, we just wanted to compete.
And last question to Carson.
Coach, congratulations on the win. I know you said you like to live in the present. You're not thinking about Georgia Tech yet, but what are you taking away from today, both positive and negative?
We better stop the run. And the quarterback, you see them? I mean, they got a great quarterback. Coach Key coached me in college. Coach Mogridge is on that staff. He coached me in college. So we got to stop the run. You know, we got to stop the quarterback from being able to run. I mean, every game, they're all different. Styles make fights. We'll see what happens next week.